Howdy, my name is Daxio, and this is Plugged In News. And in today's pin update, we have Governor Andrew Cuomo resigns over sexual harassment allegations, as well as another resignation or possible resignation. Nancy Pelosi will announce that she is stepping down. And for the last story, we have Chinese communist buys large swath of land in Texas, alarming lawmakers. So let's get right into that. And for the first story today, or for the first two stories today, these are just like resignations. At least for the second one, it's not officially known if she's resigning or stepping down as Speaker of the House. But anyways, let's get right into it. All right, for the first story, this comes from AP News by Marina Villanueva, and it is Governor Andrew Cuomo resigns over sexual harassment allegations. And I reported on this over the week and over last week, etc. But it goes on to read, Governor Andrew Cuomo announced his resignation Tuesday over a barrage of sexual harassment allegations and a fall from grace a year after he was widely hailed nationally for his detailed daily briefings and leadership during some of the darkest days of COVID-19 pandemic. By turns, defiant and chastened, the 63-year-old Democrat emphatically denied intentionally mistreating women and called the pressure for his ouster politically motivated. But he said that fighting back in this too hot political climate would subject the state to months of turmoil. The best way I can help right now is if I step aside and let the government get back to governing, Cuomo said. The third-term governor's resignation will take in effect in 2 weeks. This was announced as momentum built in the legislature to remove him by impeachment, and after nearly the entire Democratic establishment had turned against him, with President Joe Biden joining those calling him to resign. The decision came a week after New York's Attorney General released the results of an investigation that found Cuomo sexually harassed at least 11 women. Investigators said that he subjected women to unwanted kisses, groped their breasts or buttocks, or otherwise touched them inappropriately, making inappropriate remarks about their looks and their sex lives, and created a work environment rife with fear and intimidation. At the same time, Cuomo was under fire over the discovery that his administration had concealed thousands of COVID-19 deaths among nursing home patients. Obviously, the Democrat establishment went against him. All the Democrats, they all turned on him. You want to know why? Because he committed mass genocide. Because he killed 13,000 plus senior citizens by sending sick patients that had COVID-19 instead of to the ICU beds where they were supposed to go. He sent them to nursing homes so that those old people could die. And right now, this is being publicized on the news everywhere. He resigns over sexual harassment allegations. It's not because of that. It's because he killed 13,000 people. And once it gets out and once it gets known, he's a terrible person. This man needs to be charged on crimes against humanity. That was genocide. 13,000 people is genocide. Even one person. That's murder. Anyways, for the next story today, this is also a little bit shorter. Nancy Pelosi will announce that she's stepping down. And this is by Breitbart by Wendell Husbell. And it is The Atlantic magazine on Tuesday published an article suggesting House Speaker Nancy Pelosi would resign from her leadership role in the not-so-distant future. Sometimes in the not-so-distant future, probably next year's midterm elections, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will result that she's stepping down, the Lauren Powell Jobs-owned publication wrote. Her top deputies aspire to her job, but they're also in their early 80s, and most Democrats in and out of Congress are counting on them to step aside too. Of course, they have all stock responses denying that anyone is ever going anywhere, the article continued, but the day is coming. Democratic members of Congress won't talk about any of this publicly, as if Pelosi might suddenly appear and pull their hearts from their chests, Atlantic added before offering their elevator pitch for the next House Speaker. Pretty much every Democrat in Congress is beyond confident that Representative Hakeem Jeffries of New York will be the next Speaker of the House if Democrats manage to hold on to the majority next year. Either which way, Nancy Pelosi should step down, and I believe all these people should have term limits, not only the president, senators, etc., because Nancy Pelosi has been in office for however long she's been in office and has done completely nothing to help this country and only made it worse. All right, and for the last story today, this is also from Breitbart by Penny Starr, and it is Chinese communists buy large swath of land in Texas, alarming lawmakers. And it goes on to read, What started as Texans seeking to protect a local river has morphed into a political firestorm after Chinese billionaire and member in good standing with the Chinese Communist Party snapped up to 140,000 acres in the state on the border with Mexico near Laughlin Air Force Base. And Chinese real estate tycoon Sung Guanzin is not only a neighbor to a top U.S. military installation, but he is planning a wind farm on the property, meaning this operation could be connected to the electricity grid in the state. Devil's River Conservancy was the first to sound the alarm about the foreign investors buying up massive amounts of U.S. land based on how those investors could harm the environment. But when lawmakers found out about Sun and his plans, national security became the focal point. These wind farms affect our training routes and pose severe risk to our national security, Senator Ted Cruz said in a statement provided to Forbes, which published a lengthy article on Sun. The Chinese Communist Party has demonstrated time and time again that they're willing to invest billions of dollars to expand their espionage capabilities and global reach, including through land purchase schemes near military bases. In fact, 2 pieces of legislation have been crafted locally and naturally to protect U.S. against foreign investors. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed the Lone Star Infrastructure Problem Act into law in June. As far as I know, this is the first law of its kind by any state in the United States of America, Abbott said, of the bill designed to prevent hostile nations from accessing Texas electricity grid and other critical infrastructure such as computer networks and waste treatment systems. Cruz introduced the Protecting Military Installation and Ranges Act of 2021, a bill that would require a committee for foreign investment in the United States to review any purchase or lease of real estate near a military installation or military airspace in the United States by a foreign person connected or subsidized by China, Russia, Iran, or North Korea. Not much to say on the story. It just speaks for itself. China has been buying up land from us for years, but it's still happening. China is continuing to get richer while we continue to get more in debt. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you did enjoy, drop a like, drop a sub down below, drop a comment, let me know how I'm doing, let me know what I can do to improve, and don't forget to stay plugged in. Peace out, boys.